Hello everyone, welcome back to Minecraft. We're back here today in the creative world because I'm going to be recording a little bit of a different video, and we're going to be doing a Minecraft structure tier list of every structure that's currently in the game up until the most recent update with the trial chambers. So we're going to be in this world, we're going to be going to those structures, taking a look at them, and we're going to rate them on this tier list. So number one, we have the mansion. So let's go to the mansion. Locate structure mansion. This game loads in. Okay, here we are. Let me turn my brightness up. So here we are in the mansion. Let's take a look from outside. I know what the mansion looks like. A lot of people don't like the mansion and feel it doesn't really fit in with the game anymore. With the sort of architecture and things like that, and the shape of it and stuff like that. In my opinion, I think the mansion is actually really cool, and I think it is actually one of the best structures that this game has actually really ever had. I think it's it fits in with the classic style. It's got a good area with the dark oak biome. I think the structure is actually really good, and I'd actually rate it pretty high on my list. Let's go back to the tier board, and so I'm gonna rate this. The mansion's a good structure. I'm gonna rate it a B tier. So the next structure we have on the list is a mineshaft. So let's go to a mineshaft. Locate structure. Mineshaft. You go in spectator mode to take a look at this. It's a pretty deep one. Okay, perfect. I love this. I'm glad we got this one. So here is the mineshaft. This is the sort of new version that they added since chains. That sort of makes it so that the platforms can be suspended. Attached to the ceiling and everything. And I think this looks. I think the mineshaft, to me personally, is one of the best structures because it's just it makes sense. It makes sense in a game about mining that you go around and you would find an already built mineshaft. It makes sense. It's on theme. It's sort of it is a classic sort of style building. It's one of the most recognizable things in Minecraft. You see some wood under a cave, you know what you're going to be in for. There's rails and everything. It's just a perfect sort of system of strange hallways and things like that. And it just makes sense. I think it's really good. I think the only thing that they could really improve with the mineshaft is by maybe making them sometimes extend up to the surface and sort of make long corridors that extend all the way up, so you can find sort of an entrance to a mineshaft on the surface, similar to how you can find the Mesa mineshafts. The Mesa mineshafts are different, but I think keep on theme. They are quite new to the game relative to the mineshaft, a lot newer than the original one. I think the mineshaft is such a classic structure, and on a lot of videos where people are trying to play Minecraft Hardcore or Minecraft where they're only allowed underground, the mineshaft is always a saving grace for wood. And I think the structure is just menacing. If you come across a structure like this and you didn't know what a mineshaft was and you saw this underground, you would probably be pretty scared. It's pretty scary. It's pretty big, and I think it's a great atmosphere piece to add into the game. So I honestly think that the mineshaft is one of the best structures in the game. So I'm actually going to put the mineshaft in A tier. Next we have the monument. The ocean monument. Let's go to those. Locate structure monument. So here we are. The ocean monument is, in my opinion, one of the weirdest structures in the game, and one of those things that doesn't really have a lot of reason for you to come to the ocean monument. there's not a lot of reason really to come here. It's a very big sort of empty building. I know there is the 4 blocks of gold inside, but thinking about it, 4 blocks of gold, not 4 blocks of gold, 8 blocks of gold. So 8 blocks of gold, you know, isn't that much gold. We're gonna see how much that is right now. So this video is so scuffed as well. Just over a stack in 8. I mean, you could go to the Nether now, and find better loot than that. You know, it's cool that you can find like the Prismarine in here, and the Guardians and everything, and the Elder Guardian. It's a cool challenge. One of those things that sort of you want to do at the end of the game. They've added advancements to sort of make this like you have to do it, like with the mining fatigue. It's an interesting structure. It's one of my favorite structures, and I'm gonna say right now, I think this structure was benefiting most by the aquatic, because it means that this structure, like, people have a reason to come here. This structure was a lot scarier, and sort of one of those things when I started playing Minecraft, when you know swimming was just like very slow. And there wasn't really many ways other than the doors really method of breathing underwater and the respiration and stuff like that, and water breathing. I never came to one of these. I always thought the challenge was too scary. I didn't know what was in here at all, because I mostly played creative. So in my survival worlds, this was never even an option for me. I thought the building was super cool. The fact that it sort of like follows sort of like the cool architecture and reminds me of sort of like Minecraft's version of Atlantis. I think it's just a really good structure, but I think it's just like it's definitely aged bad. Like, this structure is aged pretty badly. It's a big sort of slab in the middle of the ocean, but it does look cool. It's got some cool stuff, and you know, a monument. It is a monument to the ocean, I suppose. So yeah, I'd say it's a pretty good structure. Definitely not the best. So this is a classic structure. So I'm pretty sure this was added in 1.8, maybe 1.7, I think. And so I'm gonna put this in. Either, I think, B tier. The monument goes in B tier. The next we have the ruins. What do I mean by ruins? Ruins? I don't know. I don't know what that is. Wait 1 second. Oh, sorry, this video, like I said, this video's good. Minecraft ruins. Oh, these, okay. These are boring. I don't like these. I'm not a fan of the ruins. Not those. I'm on about these. This structure underground with the archaeology stuff. I think this could have been left out of the game. I don't really see these at all. You have to properly look for them, and I don't think the loot is that good. I think the jars and stuff is cool. I don't think they're very useful, so I'm not a fan of those. I'm going to put them in D tier. Next we have the stronghold. Now, a lot of people say that the stronghold is a structure that is sort of, you know, lost its way with time, I suppose you could say. But I would completely 100% disagree. I think this structure definitely needs a little bit of an overhaul to its generation, not to its actual design. I think this structure is scary. I think they should add some more like scary mobs and things in there and stuff, and I think they should, like, it reminds me of like the Minecraft version of the backrooms, you know, like constant long twisting hallways that kind of repeat. It would be scary to come across this. This happened to me where I've just been mining and then like mined some stone bricks and been like, oh my god, I've just mined into a stronghold. It's a good place to get if you find one early game. Like, I recommend getting one of these as early as possible, because you can obviously get the books for enchanting, and there's lots of like good loot in here. And it's genuinely a good base as well. Like, if you want to build your base in a stronghold, like, I think this stronghold is one of the coolest buildings in the game, and it always has that feel of being so foreign and so far away. You know, because every time you go to a stronghold, it's sort of like, you know, it's always super far away and like just a pain, just an absolute pain to get to. And the constant like twisting, winding hallways. I don't know whether this was like a design choice. I mean, look at this right here. Like if you were in survival and you come in here, you'd see this door, go through the door, go down, follow this path, and then think, oh my god, I just found one that goes up. Go up, and then it leads you like what, like 5 blocks away. Like that's really funny. I think it makes sense that this is like a pathway, and it's called a stronghold for a reason, which means like it's built to defend something. Like this isn't something that's been found by people. This is like an ancient structure that was built to defend, you know, the whole reason that really the people come to this place, which is number one, the knowledge. I can't open that. Yeah, the knowledge that is held here, which is like, you know, these huge mega libraries. This one has even 2 libraries in it, which is a lot of books. And then obviously the main feature of the stronghold, which is this place, which is really funny that this is actually exposed. It's one of the only parts of the entire stronghold in this game, in my game at least, that is exposed, which is really funny. I think that's quite funny. That's very bad luck as well. Only one eye. So if this is survival world, I'd be pretty screwed. So yeah, I think the stronghold is a really good structure. Honestly, I really don't understand why people don't like it. In my opinion, it is one of the best structures in the game. It does it does what it wants to do well, and so I'm gonna say it is a S tier. Actually, I'm gonna say this feature is an S tier. Next we have the Pillager Outpost. So slash locate structure. The Pillager Outpost. The Pillager Outpost for me, okay, the look of it, it is imposing. I will say it does look more like a fort rather than an outpost. It's clearly a watchtower. I'm gonna talk about a little bit about this, but I'm gonna talk mainly about this. So, you know, this place looks cool. There's lots of enemies that normally spawn here. Some that are difficult, some that are not so difficult. You do need to go to outposts every so often, and sort of like, you know, use them and things. And I don't know, I think it's really cool. I think it's one of the coolest things in the game. I definitely think it's one of the best additions to the game. It's a very simple looking structure. Anyone could build this. You know, I think it looks really good. And I think we're going to talk a little bit about the decorations. So the first decoration we're going to talk about is the cages that used to have like iron golems or villagers and things in them. I'm going to say these are cool. These are cool. This is a cool addition. You know, the fact that they captured them, that's funny. This tent, fantastic. It's a great design for a tent. And I've actually built one of these before for a survival base in my builds. And I think, you know, this is a good design for a tent. One of my go-tos designed for a tent. Then we have the training dummies, is what I call these. These are cool. This is a cool addition to the game. I think, you know, they have target blocks now, so I think they could maybe, if they were going to update this, maybe use target blocks in the builds. I'm not sure. But yeah, I think the training dummies are cool. They should have just added actual training dummies or something for this, because this whole sort of like thing was about like defending the villages and everything. So training for combat and stuff would be cool to learn about the combats and stuff. So maybe like a training dummy. But I think this is really cool. Yeah, I think it's a good addition. The loot in this thing as well is not like, you know, it's very balanced. Like you get some carrots obviously stolen from a village, some wood, a bottle of enchanting, and potatoes, a crossbow, and an iron ingot. So this sort of like architecture as well. I think what Minecraft were trying to do is this kind of has some story sort of thing built into it. Wherever you find this structure is always built out of dark oak. Everything on this structure is always built out of dark oak. Every wood that is used in the entire thing is always built out of dark oak, and everything they build out of is made out of dark oak. Which means that even if you find this where I am now, in a sort of like cherry biome with like some mountains, like if you saw this, you would instantly link this to the mansions. And so if you you know, you'd be able to basically tell, and then there'd be like the banners and everything. It links all of the faction of the pillagers and raiders and everything all together, which I think is really cool, and a very good sort of storytelling thing to do. So, in my humble opinion, I would rate the Outpost an A tier. Okay, moving on, we have the Shipwreck. So the Shipwreck comes in many different styles. So I can obviously go through and find all the styles. Shipwreck. So these are all the sort of styles that we have here. I'm gonna open this link in the new tab. You can sort of see here. This is cool. I like this. I like that this is in the game. There's many different styles as well, which proves that there's like from all different biomes, which kind of for me is a good way of like all different sort of countries. This is sick. I think this is a really good addition. Honestly, I think the Shipwreck is one of my favorite things in the game. It's balanced. It has some good loot in it, and it fits the theme of the update it was in. I honestly think the Shipwreck is absolutely. Actually, no. I'm gonna put the Shipwreck in S tier. The Shipwreck is a fire. Shipwreck. Shipwreck is one of the best things in the game. I think it's a good structure. Very good environmental storytelling as well. So if I like load into a world and there's like a shipwreck near me, I can be like, oh yeah, I washed up on the shore. There's a ship. Sick. Next we have the igloo. So I'm actually going to go to the igloo and I'm going to locate one of these igloos. / locate structure igloo. And I hope I find the specific type that I'm looking for. Okay, beautiful. So this is a really weird generation for an igloo. So the igloo, I would say, is a really cool structure. It's just a random, you find this out in the wild. It looks really cool. It's a very like nice. It's a very cool structure. I think it looks really good. It's definitely an igloo, and this sort of shape is very difficult to imagine in your head to build in Minecraft. And obviously, igloos in real life, if you don't know, are built out of blocks of snow. They're built sort of like this. They look more like this eventually. But they are built by getting bricks of snow and then building them on top of each other. And the idea of them is like you have a fire inside, which melts the walls and turns it into ice, which keeps heat inside the building. It's genius, really, like of engineering to use the environment around you to survive in the environment around you. Fantastic. Igloos are one of my favorite sort of like human sort of inventions and things. I think the igloo in Minecraft makes a lot of sense. Like if you were in this sort of area and you knew what an igloo was, you would build an igloo in the snow area. It makes sense to me. It'd be better nowadays if they didn't have the redstone torch, and maybe had like a campfire instead, which is like what they do in real life, and then have like a hole or something. I don't know how this would work, but I think this would be a better inclusion in the game than having this sort of like design. But honestly, I think the igloo is, it's a cool structure. Regardless, I think the igloo is one of the best cases of environmental storytelling of all time. It also comes with, a free bed, a crafting table, and a furnace as well. Well, it did come with a furnace until I just smashed it into pieces. And this one, some of them also come with the. I think they've moved that. Weird. Okay, so this one also comes with the inclusion of a secret underground base. Now, to me, this obviously is like a great deal of environmental storytelling. I always thought, the fact that there's villagers underneath here, it makes sense that there's villagers and stuff. Like, why is there villagers under here? Doesn't make any sense to me. And there's like a lab of someone trying to like solve I don't know, like solve villager infection, zombie infection. They did solve it. I mean, they did fix the zombie infection, which is insane to do. It would be really cool as well if there was some way to like treat normal zombies to turn them into like humans or something. I don't know, but that's cool. I think it's a good way to tell people, but I don't really make sense. The only way I can really say this makes sense is in real life, in the real life like Arctic. In the Arctic, there are a lot of research centers of people, doing a lot of research around there and stuff. So I guess in the Arctic it makes sense that people doing research in Minecraft in igloos. I don't get the connection. I don't know if it's like a reference to something. I don't know. I don't know. But for me personally, it doesn't make any sense. So I'm gonna put the igloo in D tier. Next we have the jungle temple. So let's go there. Jungle pyramid. Weird it was called that in the files. I did not know. It was called the jungle pyramid in the files. Okay, this biome's a little bit bugged for me. So the jungle pyramid, I suppose. I think this is like an Indiana Jones thing. That's my guess. Is that the pyramid, like the jungle temple sort of thing, is like an Indiana Jones reference, I suppose. It would be cool if there was some like thing where like you open the chest and like get all the stuff, and there's like a limited timer where like this basically would all cave in or something or collapse. I don't know. I mean they've done the best they could with the sort of like the traps and stuff in Minecraft, and then they have obviously the hidden chest, which is no longer really hidden, and a lot of these now have the templates in them and bamboo. So I think the temple honestly is one of the cool structures, and it's definitely inspired sort of by like that sort of like ancient jungle, like ancient temple hidden in the jungle. I think it's a fantastic structure. It sticks out like a sore thumb though, in the jungle, but usually is sort of in the like heavily wooded areas. So I'd say this is definitely a good structure, in my opinion. So I'm gonna put the jungle temple in. Let's put it in A tier. Sorry guys, this is going to be a long video, and I forgot to turn my texture back off, so all the textures look a little bit different than they will in your game. But I don't know. So the swamp hut is what this one's called. / locate structure swamp hut. Now I was very upset. I'm going to be honest. Okay, I was very upset when these things did not get updated for the sort of like swamp updates. I assume that the swamp, the witch huts is what most people call them, were going to be updated. It's cool that they have a guarantee witch spawn and like a black cat. That's an update, which I think was, like they did not need to add that, but I think it definitely adds to the aesthetic. All cats that spawn here are black, and then black cat's like unlucky or something as well. So okay. Yeah, so this witch hut is a cool structure. It's definitely a product of its time, but it's not a bad structure. I think it's a good structure. It makes sense in the game, and I'd say it's one of the best. It's one of the cool structures in the game, but mostly for an environmental storytelling sort of thing. Yeah. So I don't really have anything else to say about the witch hut. So let's go back to our board and rate the witch hut. For its job, I think it does well, so I'm going to put it in B tier. Also, I don't think anyone calls it a swamp hut. Okay, the next we have the desert pyramid. So the desert pyramid is again one of the most famous structures in Minecraft, I think. So / locate structure desert pyramid. The desert pyramid, like I said, is one of the most famous structures in this game. It's a cool structure. I think it's cool that like sometimes all of the entrances to a pyramid will be completely sealed, so it has this sort of like entrance from above, which gives it sort of that like pyramid sort of like ancient feel. Most of the time as well, the fact that it's like buried under the sand is cool. So this building is really sort of like doesn't really add any like mostly it's environmental storytelling. Like you'd always wonder like who built this, why. This is like one of the most famous things in the game, the 9 TNT trap, and this the Jungle Temple usually has not the Jungle Temple, the Desert Temple usually has a lot of really good like loot as well for the beginning. Useful loot like mob loots and stuff, which proves that this was all built in sort of like a survival setting. And it has a really cool trap underneath, one of the most famous traps in the game. So I'd say that that is a core structure. So guys, I'm trying to learn the keyboard layout that I got. So okay, so I'm gonna put the Desert Temple in Asia. Next we have the Ruin Portal. So I'm gonna see if I can find one of these. Let's just go to the closest one, which is 300 blocks away. No, it isn't. These things are a little bit buggy. I don't know if anyone else ever has this issue. Like sometimes they'll like spawn underground. I don't know if that's like a thing. Let's have a look at this one underground. Okay. So in my opinion, I think this is one of the cool. It's a cool. Like this would be fucking horrific to come across in normal. Jesus Christ. Yeah. So weird. So yeah. This is a cool. I think this is a cool structure. I think it makes sense in the world of Minecraft. Like the fact that I don't know about the corruption though of the Nether leaking into the overworld. I think that's really weird. I don't know why they chose that as a design choice. Okay, I'm not sure. Them adding the crying obsidian though, smart. Very smart, and I'll tell you why. So say I was in survival and I come across this, right, and I had obsidian. For some reason or another, I had enough obsidian, right? Well, not enough obsidian, but enough sort of to fix the portal, right? So about, I don't know, 8. And I come across this and I only had an iron pickaxe, right? Because I haven't, got the diamond pickaxe yet. If I, build the minimum portal possible, I still can't light the portal because I still need to get a diamond pickaxe to boom, or like wait ages to do it. So I think that's a really smart way of doing that. Instead of just having it like this, where you just need to find the thing and then you basically can get to the Nether like pretty much instantly, or just use buckets, because a lot of people in the speedrunning community especially will do that, like just do buckets. I think this though is a really good thing. It's weird that they have like the spilling of the Nether into the overworld. I think that's really weird. Not a bad thing though. I think that's really cool. So I'm gonna put the Nether portal in. I'm gonna put that in B tier. Okay, next we have dungeons. So dungeons. I keep doing this. Slash locate structure. Is it called a dungeon or is it called a spawner? I'm not sure what these are called in the file. Do they have a name in this thing? I guess we're gonna have to find one ourselves. Found one. Found 2. Found 3. So this is a spawner. They can come in, I think, a few different styles. They can come in skeleton, zombie, and spider, I believe. Yeah, I mean, it's a good structure. It's got good loot in there. The loot is not really the focus of it, though. I think, everyone in the world basically now like digs one of these out and builds it into a into a mob farm, like as soon as they find one. And say in the comments, if you're watching right now, say in the comments which one of the dungeons is the better dungeons. Do you think the zombie one is the best? The not the creeper one. That would be that would be horrific. Do you think the zombie one, the skeleton one, or the spider one is the best? In my opinion, the worst one is the zombie one. Then it's spider, and then it's skeletons. Because skeletons can give you a lot of stuff, where spiders can only ever give you spider eyes and string. Where the only thing that's really interesting and you need all the time from those is the string. So to build wall and bows and things like that. When the skeletons give you bones, which can give you bone meal, which basically gives you infinite crop food and stuff. So I think the skeletons one is the best, and they can spawn with armor and everything. So yeah, I'd say the skeleton one is the best. But overall, I'd say the dungeon is like, it does its job. It does what it needs to do. It's constantly exploited, which I don't even know if it's exploited anymore because I'm pretty sure everyone does that now to the to those spawners. So I'm pretty sure that's just like a thing now that the game just. I think that should become a feature sort of thing of the game. I'm really trying to work out this weird combos and stuff on the keyboards. So I'm gonna say the dungeons are an A tier. They're really good. Not the greatest structure, but something interesting. Next we have one of the most famous structures in the game, which is the Ancient City. Ancient City is a really interesting structure, and you're going to be surprised where I rank this one. So here is the Ancient City. Everyone knows what an Ancient City is at this point. I think everyone's seen one at some point. And I'm going to be very honest with you. The builds in this and everything. So I'm going to rank out based on the things that I understand. So playability, a 0, to be honest. It doesn't do anything. You don't come here to do anything with it. The fact that it basically it shows you this is the yellow paint meme that's going around right now. With the fact that they show you how to do everything in games now. Not a fan of that. The skulk is a cool mechanic, but doesn't make too much sense. That what is? I don't understand this. What is this stuff? But the fact that they've sort of I'm gonna say the one thing I think is good about the Ancient City is that there isn't anything here for one, but it sort of shows you this what's this sort of structure that's here. Right, that's made out of reinforced deep slate. This is one of the most important structures in the game at the moment because no one this is really weirdly built. Am I right? This is really strange to be built like this. I think there's actually monuments to it in some places in the Ancient City. I'm not sure if I'm able to find one now. But there's little miniature ones around the place. I don't really think I can find one. Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, I don't know about anyone else, but I really thought that the when they showed off the Ancient City and everything and showed all the stuff that would be in it, it's scary, it's cool, it makes sense. It plays on sort of the horror mods that were going around at the time, and I think it's really good and interesting. So I think that this structure should definitely be updated in the future. What do you want? Yeah. What? Colin, I'm in the middle of something. Can you come back in a minute? Yeah, I think the structure is really good though. Sorry about that. But yeah, I think the structure is really good. But in terms of everything in the structure that would make any sense, I'm not a fan, For me personally, it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't look like it means anything. It could in the future, I suppose. But I mean, even then, I think this is cool. The inside part that teaches you about redstone is cool and stuff. Like, I think that's okay. What is even going on here? Like a redstone? Right. Okay. I don't even know. But, yeah. It's weird, I'm gonna say. It's very strange. I just don't know. Like, why? You know? Maybe in the future this gets updated, sort of thing. Or they add a new dimension in the future. We never know. So yeah, this could bump up in the rankings. But I'd say this the Ancient City, you know, it's not my favorite structure. There's no reason to come here at all. The loot isn't that good. You know, to warrant any sort of like any journeys, any trips here or anything. So yeah, I'm gonna put this. I'm not gonna put this very high in the list. I'm gonna put the Ancient City in D tier. Cool mechanics, but nothing that really comes together to make anything cool. So you know. Next is the Desert Well. I'm not even gonna go to this one. This one is one that is, you know, one of the very famous structures in Minecraft, but for the wrong reasons. This is what it looks like. It has water in the middle. Now I'm gonna say something maybe a little bit controversial, maybe a little bit. I don't know how someone's made a 2-minute video about the Desert Well. I'm not gonna last that long on it, but yeah, I think the Desert Well is number one. Like, first and foremost, is an environmental piece. It's not meant to be some sort of mega cool thing. It's just meant to be, you walk around and it's like, oh, what is this? And then it's like a random well in the middle of the desert. There's no reason to drink in Minecraft, so I don't know whether this was like they wanted to add that in any way. I don't know, but yeah, I think that Desert Well makes sense in the world. Like, if you found one of these, you'd be like, yeah, okay. I mean, they even have a Lego version of it, Lego set, which is really funny. But yeah, I think the Desert Well is, you know, I mean, it has suspicious sand in it now, which kind of makes it more worth to go there, which is part of, like, the archaeology stuff, which I never touch anyway. So the Desert Well for me is an entirely environmental piece. It doesn't really fit in with the rest of the structures, so I'm going to put the Desert Well in B tier. Because it does what it needs to do, and it does it really well. Fossils. So everyone knows what the Minecraft fossils are. So again, this is one I don't really need to go to. This is what the fossils look like. There's many different kinds. These are cool. I think these are cool. I think they have, you know, a lot of like reason for you to go and sort of look for them. And yeah, it's one of the rarest things in the game to find one of these, like, just randomly. It's cool that you can find them in, like, you know, in the Nether, which means that basically, like, the things once, like, big sort of creatures used to live in the Nether, and even big creatures, you know, used to live in the overworld. Which, I mean, some of these, if we go on the actual Minecraft wiki, right? If you go on the wiki, some of these are actually called, you know, something specific. So you can see skull, spine. You got many different kinds. You got skull, skull 2, skull 3. Skull 4, small skull, one-eyed skull. Interesting. So yeah, these vary in sizes. The long spine, the narrow spine, the wide spine. Like, you can kind of put together maybe what these sort of creatures belong to. I mean, this one has one eye. Like, how interesting and cool is that? Like, most people would see this and be like, oh, it's dinosaurs, but it's not. It's something else completely entirely. So I think it's an entirely environmental piece without bomb blocks. So I think it's a cool, again, it's one of the cool structures, one of the coolest things to find. I'm going to put this thing in B tier. So moving along swiftly, we have something that is counted on the structures list on both the Minecraft wikis which I went on, which is the ice spikes. Not the ice spikes, the ice spikes. I did accidentally just open up Discord. So yeah, these apparently are structures. I wouldn't count them as structures, but yeah, I mean they don't add anything to the game. I don't know what they're really supposed to be referencing in the real world. I mean, I don't know. We have a belt of 50-meter ice spikes. Okay. I don't know what these are referencing. They look cool. This looks cool. This looks like a castle, which I think was the idea. Like you see off from the distance to see like all these towers, and it's like, oh my god, that looks like some sort of city, but it's not. It's like just a bunch of spikes made out of ice, which is, I mean, I guess is interesting. So I'm just gonna put the spikes, I suppose, in like in this here. I wouldn't really count those as structures, but yeah. So next we have another weird one, the Mossstone Boulder. Which is this that generate in the taiga. I think this is called taiga biome. Again, wouldn't count this as a structure, but okay. Again, it's an environmental piece. So yeah, I wouldn't really count that as a structure. Buried treasure. I mean, everyone knows what buried treasure is. The whole entire mechanic behind that is really cool. So I'm actually going to put that in A tier. The trial chambers are the next, so we're going to locate some trial chambers. Slash. Keep doing that. Slash locate. Okay, the trial chambers are one of the newest structures in the game, and it gives me like really heavy, like Mario 64 vibes. I don't know whether that was like the vibe they were going for. Yeah, it's called Minecraft Trials Edition. That's pretty funny. But yeah, I think this structure is really cool. It reminds, like I said, it reminds me of a lot of like Mario and like RuneScape and World of Warcraft, with like the sort of like the sort of thing that is sort of going for in the design of it. It looks really cool. I think the tough bricks. What is all this? Next page? How do I get on this? Okay, anyway. Yeah, I'd say this is like, it reminds me a lot of like I don't know, like some sort of like just like cool dungeon. Like this doesn't look abandoned either. This looks like it's like well kept, which is weird because all the other like structures and everything are like abandoned with cobwebs and everything. This thing looks brand new. This thing is like new. This looks like a new thing that's been built. So I don't know whether that's like part of the story. Like the only really like cobwebs are around the structure, which I think is like to like get people stuck in the spawners if they get attacked and everything. But yeah, I'd say that this is cool. It'd be cool if there was like someone to stop people from building in this place in some way. I'm not sure what sort of effects you could give. Like maybe like similar to the, what's it called? Similar to the what the hell is it called? The mining fatigue. Similar to mining fatigue, where like you go in here, you find like a button that says like, do you want to start the trial chamber? And you click the button or something, and then it would like activate this like this thing on you, this like thing where you can't build, and then you go through and build. You can't build, and you have to like go through the chamber and everything to get the loot. I think that'd be cool. That'd be a cool I guess way to go around it. I'm not sure. I don't know. I think the structure's really cool though. I think it's a really cool addition. I've never actually gone to one of these, however, in Minecraft, like just in my world. So, you know, I don't really have any experience with going through one. I think it's very difficult. I'm actually going to put these in S tier. I think the trial chambers is actually a really cool structure to be in the game. So next we're going to go to abandoned villages. So abandoned villages in Minecraft, they look, basically all the same. So we're going to have a look at that. It looks like a village that's abandoned. I know that's like a revelation, but they kind of all look the same. So the plains one looks like the plains village with the sort of like with the cobwebs and everything, with the zombies spawning and everything. It's cool. I think it's a cool thing if you find one of these. I've always wanted to like find one and then rebuild it, sort of thing, and build my own village, and then maintain like a population. I think that'd be really cool. It's a cool challenge. That's really weird. But yeah, I think the abandoned village is really good. I think it's a cool. I don't know what the hell that is. But yeah, I think the abandoned village is cool. Is that a real? That's like a real Lego set. That actually looks really, really cool. I need to build some Minecraft Lego. So yeah, see, this is cool. It's a cool idea. Definitely fits in with the game, and honestly, it's a cool structure. So I'm gonna put this. All of the abandoned villages I'm gonna rate in the same thing, and I'm gonna put the abandoned villages in, I'd say, A tier. It's an A tier idea. So next we have the Ocean Monument. We've already done that. I don't know why I wrote that twice. Next we have, we're going to go into the villages section. So the first village we're going to be talking about, right, is the Plains Village. So the Plains Village, I'm going to be using Google because I should have just built some stuff around, like some teleportation. The Plains, I'm going to talk about all the villages. There's no Ferris wheel in the villages. I'm going to talk about all the villages, sort of in the same sort of thing. So the Plains Village, okay. The first thing I'm going to say that all the villages do well is they fit the theme of the biome. The Plains Village looks like a classic normal Minecraft village. Everyone's seen the classic Minecraft sort of wood, cobblestone. It's perfect, right? The only house I don't like are these sort of like white peach ones. They look really like dodgy for some reason. And I think the villages, honestly, are way too detailed for their own good. I think the villages look a lot better. The old Minecraft village, which I'm going to show you now. Old village Minecraft. I think these personally fit the style of Minecraft like way better, of like the classic house style. I personally enjoy these villages a lot more than I do the current ones. But however, I do like this village. I do think the village is really cool, and I think the Plains Village is a good village. So I'm going to put the Plains Village in here. Beautiful. So the next village we have is the Desert Village. So the Desert Village. The Desert Village, let's see an actual image. So this is the Desert Village. Again, this is one of those things. This village hits the vibe perfectly. It's fantastic. It looks like a village or some sort of town you'd find in sort of like a desert, a desert area. And I honestly love the really tall like castle-like towers with the temples and the houses with like the cactuses and everything. Desert Village easily one of my favorite villages, and the Desert Village I'm gonna say goes in S tier. It's a fantastic village. I can't say anything else. So it says on here the Meadow Village. Now I'm pretty sure that is just a plains village. I know all the types of villages. I'm not gonna rank that. So the Meadow Village is just a plains village. The Savannah Village. Okay, this is where we get into the a dog shit territory. The Savannah Village, I'm gonna say, have the coolest vibe. Okay, they have the coolest vibe. They look phenomenal. Okay, they look phenomenal. The Savannah is obviously supposed to be like I think it's called the Sahara, right, in real life. With like the trees. Is it just called a savannah? Is it actually called a savannah in real life? Acacia, yeah, acacia trees. The acacia biome fits this style perfectly. It's fantastic. But I hate the look of the villages. They look awful. The acacia and like the weird like sideways logs and things. But it's just not. It's not it. Okay, it's not it. The older villages are even worse. This is horrible. Do not put this in the game ever again. But the Savannah village, I will say, is one of my favorite villages. It's the most like thrown together, scrappy one with like the crops growing all over the streets and stuff. Like you can tell that this is supposed to be sort of set in, I think, like Africa. And if you don't know, Africa is a very like sort of resource rich, a resource rich area. Like the soil and everything in Africa is very, very like its abundance in Africa is like higher than any other world. It's a resource rich area. So the Savannah village only suffers from the acacia wood. The acacia wood is one of the worst woods in the game. So I'm gonna put the acacia the Savannah village in B tier. Okay, the next village we have is the Snowy Plains village. So the Snowy Plains village, if I remember correctly, is literally the one I'm in right now. So Snowy Plains village. Okay, yeah. Again, this village once again in Minecraft hits the mark amazingly. Like there is some igloos around, you know, like it hits. It's got like lots of campfires. You can tell this place is cold. I wish there was some sort of ambience in this village. The sort of like empathize that this is like a freezing cold place. The fact they use spruce is because obviously in this sort of biome they would have sort of like spruce trees and big pine trees and things. Fantastic. It's a Christmas vibe, I would say, phenomenally. There's no every time I'm playing the survival world, if I'm playing the survival world and it comes to Christmas, I'll always try and find one of these villages and redecorate it for Christmas. Like it looks fantastic. It's one of my favorite villages in the game, and honestly, cool. But the location it's in is like it's inhospitable. Look at this place. It's horrible. But the fact that they've got, you know, mixed in with igloos and they got mixed in with you know, some like normal housing with the blue beds and everything, the freezing vibe here is phenomenal. And Minecraft did a great job with the overhang roof to stop the snow, everything. It's fantastic. It's one of my favorite villages easily in the game. And I'm going to put this village in S tier. The village, the Snowy Plains village is just phenomenal. The vibes, everything about it is phenomenal. The Tiger Village. Now, I think the Tiger Village, I'm going to be honest. The Tiger Village, a lot of people may be mad at me because of this. I'm not sure what the public's consensus is. The Tiger Village is shit. I'm going to say it looks horrible. It's so messy. It's so messy. The hilly portions of this village always, for some reason, seems to build itself on is horrible. It's definitely horrible. Like, I do not like it. But it fits the vibe, I think, of a medieval town, right? There's a lot of stone villages with the log roofs. That vibe hits perfectly. As well, if you're on, like, Elytra, right? If you've ever been on, like, Elytra, and then I actually built my base once in the Tiger Village underneath it. And if you saw, like, a Tiger Village from above because of the roofs, it fits in perfectly with the biome. I'm sorry. Yeah, I think it's a good village. It's one of my least favorites in the game. It's so annoying, and I'm gonna put this village in E tier. Next, we have the Snowy Tiger Village. Okay, now I'm gonna say now. I don't have much, you know. Looks at this village because this village is not in Minecraft Java. This is a Bedrock exclusive. This village I don't think is in Minecraft Java. It said on the wiki. This village isn't in Minecraft Java. It's only in Bedrock. And I'm gonna be honest. It doesn't really add anything with the snow. with the stone buildings and everything, like it doesn't fit any sort of vibe. It's Christmassy, I guess, because of the snow. But I think the snow and things like that, like on the buildings, like I imagine these people would be absolutely freezing. So I'm not even gonna rank this. I think this is an awful village. Doesn't make any sense. Sunflower Plains Village is the next one, which is also a Bedrock exclusive. So I think this is just a village that then generates sort of by itself and like a snow, like near the sunflowers and everything. I mean, yeah, I think it's a cool vibe. I mean, it's like in the middle of nowhere. Yeah, I'd say it's a pretty good village. If I was gonna rank the snowy plains, I'd probably rank it in like I don't know. Where did I put the Tiger Village? Yeah, I'd probably rank it like D tier or C tier, and then the sunflower plains I'd probably rank A tier. Again, yeah. Okay. So next we're going to move on to the other dimensions. So the other dimensions of Minecraft, which include the Nether and the End. So first we're going to move on to the Nether. So let's take a look at the Nether Fortress. Just realized I wrote in Nether Fortress Village, so I'm going to be deleting that. Oh yeah, the Nether Fortress. I don't know why I thought. I don't know why I thought this was called something completely different. I don't know. Okay, controversial opinion. I think this thing is actually really cool. Like, look at this painting. I think, like, this thing looks insane. It looks like something you'd see in hell, which is what this thing is supposed to be. It looks phenomenal, especially on this picture. Like, if you saw something like that in real life, oh my god, like, you just wouldn't know what to wouldn't know what to say. I mean, the Nether itself, like, this captures like the perfect Nether style perfectly. I think the Nether Fortress is something you'd see in hell. It's like the Devil's Kingdom. But I do think there should be like a main boss or something here. I'm gonna be honest. I think there should be some sort of like demon boss of some kind or something. That spawns here. I don't know. But yeah, I'd say the Nether Fortress is definitely one of my one of my favorite structures, and I'd say the Nether Fortress is definitely I'd say the Nether Fortress is an A tier. One of the most dangerous structures as well. Everyone hates going to the Nether Fortress for the first time. Scary stuff. So next we have the Bastion. So the the Nether Bastion is one of the new structures. Well, not even new now. It's come out in like 2020, 2021. I'm gonna be honest. The Bastion is fucking horrible. It is a horrible structure. It looks, in my opinion, it looks horrible. I mean, look at it. It's just a big, sort of black, box that mostly generates in a wall. Like, it looks like, for me, it doesn't fit the vibe. It doesn't fit the vibe. I don't know whether it's like the way it's built, the style of it. It just looks stupid. It doesn't fit the vibe of the Nether. It looks scary, but it's definitely not the best structure in the game. However, there is, I'm pretty sure, a type of Bastion where the front of it, I think it's called the Bastion Remnants. Yes. And it kind of looks like the Ender Dragon, or like a pig, like a big pig. The face is like a little face. I've seen this before, and I thought, well, that might be something. There's a lot of faces and stuff built into this. I'm not sure what this could look like. Like if it looked sort of like more like this sort of thing, maybe, or like, I don't know. It's hard to build something that like tops the Nether Fortress, I think. That's in Terraria, but like something like maybe like this. I don't know. I'm not a massive fan of the Bastion either way, so I'm not going to say the Bastion is a good thing. I avoid it. I never go there for any reason. So I'm going to put the Bastion in E tier. No. And the final structure, ladies and gentlemen, I'm sorry this video is so long. How long have we been recording? Nearly an hour. Oh my Jesus Christ, yeah. So the last structure which we are going to be ranking on this list is the End City. Probably one of the last structures in the game that you will ever visit on your adventure. Now, the End City. The End City makes me think of something specific, okay? The thing that this makes me think of is, if you built this in real life, this would snap. This would break. Now, that's weird, right? But I think that there's something going on. And I think that the end, this proves that there's, number one, barely any gravity in the end, or the block Purpur, like, is fucking strong. Like, this stuff must be like ridiculously strong to hold up a structure this large and this heavy in the air. And how is this flying? I don't know. I honestly don't know. Yeah, I don't think there's ever been a Lego set of it either, and I think the reason there's never been a Lego set is how the fuck are you supposed to build something that looks like that in Lego? Like, it doesn't make any sense. But it fits the vibe of being an alien, scary city, and I'm gonna say the End City is one of the best structures in the game. It looks cool. It's interesting. It's good enough that you'll see it and be like, oh, I remember that. So the End City for me goes in S tier. So this is my completed tier list. So I didn't put it in order. I know a lot of people will like put things in order. I did not do that. So the lowest things in E tier, we got Tiger Village and Bastion. In D tier, we got the ruins, the igloos, the ancient city, the ice spikes, and the mossy boulders. I don't know how that counts as a. I don't know how these two count as a structure, but whatever. In B tier, we got the mansion, the monument, the witch hut, the ruined portal, the desert well, the fossil, and the savannah village. In A tier, we got mineshaft, outpost, jungle temple, desert village, desert temple, dungeons, treasure, abandoned villages, and the plains village. S tier, we got stronghold, shipwreck, trial chambers, desert village, snowy plains biomes, snowy plains villages, nether fortress, and the End City. So that is my completed tier list, ladies and gentlemen. That is my full tier list. I think this is pretty accurate. If any of you would say differently, I would love to hear people's like opinions in the comments. You know, which do you think any of this is wrong? Do you think that any of it maybe like should be shifted around and do put anything in C tier and anything in F tier? Because I don't think any of the microstructures warrant something bad. I think they all achieve a purpose. You know, some sort of purpose that I think just works with what they are. So this is my tier list. So I want to see everyone else's tier lists as well. So if you make a tier list and then sort of like send it to me in some way, or just tell me in the comments what your tier list would be, I'd actually love to hear them. I hope you watch all the way to the end. Subscribe if you want to, and yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.